Hello everybody, it is Classic Paul, and today we're going to be talking about the new Master of Pendulum structure deck from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. The main goal of the deck is going to be getting out the Odd Eyes Dragons as well as the Pendulum Magicians. The deck comes with 11 Pendulum monsters, which includes the Performapal Skullcrobat Joker, which is quickly getting a bit of a reputation as being the new Stratos for Pendulum Magicians. You also get a few tuners, which is actually pretty interesting in that we haven't seen tuners in a structure deck in quite some time. In terms of spells and traps, some notable spells that we get in this deck are Sky Iris, which is a field spell specifically for the Magician, Performapal, and Odd Eyes cards. Pendulum Call, which is an amazing searcher for this deck. Sacred Stores of 7 Stars, which again allows you to draw 2 cards. Again, it also utilizes those level 7s in this deck. And you also get a copy of Forbidden Dress. In the research I did before doing this review, I did note that this deck seems to be very well received for a structure deck. For a $9 structure deck, you are getting a potentially meta deck. There is a Pendulum Magician deck that is quickly on the rise in the metagame since the recent ban list, and you get a quite good amount of cards from this set. While you will need to invest in a better extra deck, because obviously just 3 cards is not going to cut it, buying 3 copies of this deck will net you a much better deck than previous structure decks would. As I've said before, I do support the idea for new players to simply buy 3 of a structure deck that they find interesting and use the key cards from that to sort of filter down into a better styled deck that would be able to help them, test the waters. But this deck, quite frankly, would give them a very powerful edge, especially with the Skullcrobat Joker card. That is going to be a very hot card for this deck, and I believe it already is around a $6 card, which means you're already getting your money's worth of getting this for $10, which is usually around the price you're going to get this for, $9.99, give or take a few. I would definitely recommend this deck to anyone who wants to get into the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. This is a great deck. It's a very powerful deck. It has a lot of potential. Now, as an older player, I'm speaking that I don't quite keep up with the metagame and the new cards nearly as much, but with the Pendulums, I really wasn't 100% sure how they worked. It lets you find combos that you might not have seen beforehand and lets you swarm the field very fast. Again, I would definitely recommend this deck to anyone. I believe this deck does have a lot of potential to be better than just a generic structure deck. And I'm really hoping that this is starting to set a bit of a paradigm for Yu-Gi-Oh! In their future structure decks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, feel free to hit that subscribe button, like the video to let me know that you enjoyed this, and feel free to share this with your other friends. I hope to see you guys in the next video, so bye!